Hi, everybody. My name is Bill Soroka. I'm the founder of NotaryCoach.com and the Sign and Thrive Notary training course and community. I'm excited to bring with you our latest guest for Profiles in Ink, Vernice King from Arkansas. Vernice, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Vernice, I'm honored and I'm excited that you agreed to this interview and we were able to make it work because you are a hustler. You are all over the place.
I'm a butterfly. I kind of float around and I just, try to make it work wherever I land.
And I'm so glad that we finally found some time where we could get together on this because in some of the previous calls on TNT and our office hours, you have shared a little bit about how you make your business work for you. And there's a few reasons I really wanted to share your story with our audience. Number one, you are a hustler. Like, you're out there, you are making things happen. I love that. And we're going to dive into that a little bit more. Number two is you have fully embraced the idea of multiple streams of revenue. So you've got lots of irons in the fire too, right?
Right.
We're going to dive into that too. And then the third one is your office on wheels. And this is what really got people excited, is hearing about your printer in the backseat of your car and all the supplies that you carry with you. So we're gonna get into that a little bit too. But the first thing I like to start with on these Profiles in Ink is, why Notary Public? What attracted you to this and how's it going?
Well, originally, I came to Arkansas to work with my father in his construction business. And when I got our business license and all that thing, they had the Notary Public sign, and I was like, oh, wow, you know what? I know we're going to need this, so I'm going to do it. But I didn't know at the time that you couldn't notarize your own documents. So it was a bit of a wash for me to even do it. But as we were getting our credit card merchant machine, the bank sent a mobile notary to our home office to verify that we were actual business. And so I asked her, how did she, get into it, or what was she doing? And she said that the bank found her through her website. So I kind of slept on it, but I knew that there was a way for notaries to make money. And so in the construction business, it goes up and down, the seasonality and, net pay 90 and stuff like that, I knew we needed another stream of income to kind of offset those seasons. And in Arkansas at the time, you can only charge like $5 for a notary stamp. So I kept thinking, like, I know that lady didn't come out there for like $5, right? So just do Google searches and stuff like that. How do notaries make money and stuff like that? Then I ran across a couple of courses. And so the first course that I took, I kind of exhausted all of the resources there. And as I was continuing searching because it didn't really give you information about notary. It just told you how to become a signing agent. And that's when I ran across your YouTube channel, and you had all this information and opened up other streams of income or other ways that we can make money as a notary. So, yeah, and it really came in handy.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So you've also embraced not only the loan signing side, but also the general notary work side in your business, right?
And it was only because of watching one of your videos when you interviewed the Dent notary, April.
April, yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't even interested in doing general notary work. I had already kind of made up my mind that I wasn't going to do it. I was only going to focus on the loan signing. But April's story was so inspiring in how she was able to help people. And she wasn't doing any loan signing at the time. She was only doing general notary, and it seemed like it was really working for her. Yeah. And so that one video, that night, I went and set up my website, got me a phone number and everything so that I could monitor my notary calls, just following her advice. And I started getting little trickles of calls after hour. I think that first weekend, I got a general notary with the travel and the service fee. And these people were trying to sell property to each other on the weekend, and they didn't have any other options, it seemed, or whatever. So they were grateful for me to come out and grateful to pay me to allow them to make that transaction work. So that kind of just fed into it, and it inspired me to learn more And then our buddy, I think I'm getting nervous with him. My friend's name that does all of the Laura Viewer.
Laura, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Laura, love you, Laura. And she just kind of kept adding value on to it. So it made it feel more like a, not so much a hustle or, just some fly-by night, but she helped me feel like it was a legitimate service that people really need.
Yeah.
So.
And it's so powerful. And, that's one of the 3 reasons that I love this mobile notary and loan signing agent business is it gives you that flexibility in your schedule back, which I know is really important to you as well. It also gives you the chance to make unlimited income. There's nobody that says, okay, you're only getting paid $500 this week. You can make as much or as little as you want in that week.
Right.
And what you just said, the legitimacy of this business. We serve a really valuable role, oftentimes the last line of defense for mortgage and identity theft. You get to meet people on the best days of their life and sometimes on the worst days of their lives, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And for me, I get to meet some really interesting people, period.
And animals.
I have conversations that I never imagined that I would have, or be in places, chicken coops and horse ranches and cow pastures and all kind of stuff.
And you're not even exaggerating, because I love seeing your pictures on social media. And guys, if you don't follow Vernice on social media, it seems like every day you are posting pictures of some sort of wildlife or a weird signing or an unusual situation. And I think really the best. I hold back. What's that? You don't hold back?
I hold back. So I don't, because they're gonna be like, I don't believe her. She's not telling the truth.
I think that's part of the funnest part of this job, though, right? Is the people in the situations that you get to run into on this, and you really get to be of service. So, how's it all working out? I mean, is it exactly what you thought it would be? Is it different? Do you love it? What do you think?
I do love it. I didn't know what to expect. It is better than what I expected, but the thing, for instance, since I do multiple things or whatever, I do love the flexibility to say, yes, I'm going to take this job, or no, I'm not. Yes, I'm going to work with this client, or I think I'm going to pass this on to somebody else who may be able to better serve them. I haven't even worked it to its full potential. There are quite a few things that I'm missing here, but I'm working on them on the back end. I'm building up credibility through my social media and things like that, because when somebody hires me, I want them, if they look me up, to be able to feel confident that they made the right choice. And because I put the work in, I dress professionally. I try to make sure I can accommodate just about any situation in the mobile office or whatever. So I am just excited of where I am and where I have the opportunity to take this, because it is building on itself so much that I'm just excited. I'm excited.
So it's starting to get some momentum on its own.
It is kind of not in the areas where I thought it was, because I haven't been trying really hard, but I haven't been successful in securing, a relationship with the actual escrow officer. But I haven't knocked on one door. I haven't walked into one office to solicit the business yet. But I am networking in my community. I'm a member of our local women's influencers group here in Arkansas, and we meet with each other. We have value. We share information. It's not just selling to one another. Hey, buy my stuff. You buy my stuff. You buy my stuff. We actually have the conversation and say, hey, let's sit down and see how we can help each other. And I promote that through my mobile notary as opposed to any of the other services that I offer, And so, and even my makerspace or my coworker space that I'm in right now, I've even been able to make connections there, and I still market myself, as a mobile notary. And the people that I meet through the notary, I can sometimes connect them to other people. And, I can sometimes make connections, even if I step out the way. Hey, you two should meet. I think you can make things happen. And I love to see, what comes out of that as well.
I love that. And the adoption of being the super connector, where you're a resource for people. And you're like, oh yeah, I know this person's looking for this. And so is this person. I'm going to put them together. That's really powerful. Tell me a little bit more about your co-working space. Are you taking appointments at the co-working space, or is that more of just a creative space for you to get down and get serious about your work?
Well, it is an option. If I ever come across a signing where somebody needs a place to meet, then I definitely bring them to the co-working space. Also, I do included in my membership is printing.
Oh, wow.
So, right? So if I have the documents, then I can come over here, and the trees are already dead, okay? But I can come over here and print as much as I can. And so what I would do originally was I would bring my own paper, because I was like, I'm not going to come in here and use up all these people's paper or whatever. And so they see me walking in with my bundles of paper, and they said, why are you always walking in with paper? And I said, well, I don't want to be that one that walks out with all of the paper and can't let anybody print. And I was told, hey, you just buy more paper. Get in there and get your stuff done and get out of there. So
wow.
This place is awesome. And just to put a plug in there, it's the Arkansas Regional Innovation Hub. We call it the Innovation Hub. And so also in our makerspace, we have laser printers, t-shirt makers. There's a full woodworking shop. So I've come up with these little ideas of gifts for my clients. And, they can work with me to say, okay, this is what you need to do to make that happen. Or I say, I'm stuck here. Okay, this is how we're going to make that happen. So I can make customized gifts.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm working on that.
Yeah, I love that you're thinking about that too, and you're getting creative and unique, and that's really what we need, right? The little candies are powerful and they go a long way, but when you get unique and that makes a gift that's authentic to you, maybe even authentic to them,
Absolutely.
Really powerful. And you also touched on the real power of co-working space. When you find the right environment and you've got other creatives and other entrepreneurs in there, and you can bounce ideas and say, hey, this is what I'm running into, or hey, I need this. What do you think of that? That's where that's like a mastermind community built in. Pretty powerful stuff.
You can't even imagine it. They call them the water cooler conversations, and here's the printer conversations. The people we meet at the printer. Yeah. And so when I'm printing my documents, I hog up the machine for at least 20 minutes, right? So people are standing there waiting for their one document, and here I am. I'm saying, hey, I'm almost finished. I promise. When your document comes up, I'll walk it over to you.
Right. Oh, cool. Great way to get to know people. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were just having a random conversation one day. About creating videos, and the guy that was at the printer, he's an audio video guy, and he's talking to a guy about creating a podcast space or whatever. So we just kind of, and then I also had a meeting scheduled with one of my women's influencers who's working on helping people create business courses and whatever. So I told her, hey, instead of meeting where we're going to meet here at the hub. And so then we just had a little mini meeting to say, hey, this is how we can make it work. And so now all of a sudden, everybody's idea has just, expanded.
Yeah, right.
Just to add more value to it for everybody. So
that's really powerful. And I'm so glad that you embraced that and jump into that. We did it's about a year, almost 2 years now. I think we did a Profiles in Ink with another notary from DC who owned a serviced office space, is what she called it. But there's a lot of power if you find the right budget and the right resources, which is, I love that printing's included, because to me that's a no-brainer, right? When you're out there hustling. Love it. Now tell me a little bit too. I
do have another co-working space. Yeah. Town, because I have a 100-mile radius here in Arkansas, because we don't have a large population, so I have to go a little further. And so my other co-working space, there is a design studio that works out of there. So even branching those. And so now I do have print hubs all over. So
Nice.
when I do take a last minute job, if I can print it from my car, or now I can stop at one of the other places and kind of preserve my ink and stuff like that, and just have other meeting spaces. So
I love that. Love that. Man, you're really blowing it up. You got the little empire going on out there. So there's two more things I want to talk about. And one I think is really fun, and you're kind of skirting around it a little bit. So let's dive in deep. Your NBF, I think, is what you called her.
oh, my notary BFF, my notary friend forever. Yeah,
Oh,
NFF, right?
NFF.
Right?
I thought it was notary best friend. So it's NFF, notary
Right.
friend forever.
Right.
That's a great idea. So tell me, what does that look like for you?
My notary friend forever, Elizabeth, and I have another one too. The three of us, we work really closely together. And so honestly, if a job is inconvenient for me to take, then I'll gladly refer them to, mainly those are my first two. And then I might have to dig out a little further. But Liz has a set of skills where, especially on the general notary side. So if there's something that I'm not 100% comfortable with, and or the geographic location is better for her, or for Sue, then I'll say, hey, why don't you call them instead, and they may better serve you. And I don't mind passing that on, because that leaves me open to take appointments that I'm more comfortable with, and I love working with her. I have another piece of project. Should I call her again? You absolutely should. If you like working with her, you should. And so we're able to bounce things off of each other. Liz and I, we have little sit downs where we just, come up with game plans, and it has really allowed me to do more than I would have if I was working alone. So, I was a little against the partner with the notary. I was being greedy in the beginning.
I remember you being resistant to that.
Yeah, I was like, no, I want to do all my own stuff, and I'll just make it work. But when I tried to do that and got overwhelmed a couple of times, I said, okay, no, this isn't gonna work. And so I'm glad I did, because now, I still get the calls that funnel into me, so, but I have options. It's better when you to feel that you have options in order to get things done.
Yeah, definitely. And it works. It works all directions, right? So you refer to them, they refer to you. So it's a true win-win relationship. I love how you jumped into with that. Now,
and then honestly, if I force myself to make an appointment and it doesn't really work with whoever I'm with, when you walk in, they're frustrated. Yeah. You're late, or or whatever the case may be. You get there and you don't understand the documents totally, you're trying to figure it out or whatever. It is so much easier for me, and just to say, hey, let somebody else handle it, and then that way everybody's happy. Right. Instead of you just dropping the ball, feeling like you dropped the ball. I don't want to carry that for the rest of the day.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's just a way to be of true service to people, even if it means getting out of the way, like you said earlier. Just get out of the way and make sure the customer gets taken care of. Then you get peace of mind and the customer gets taken care of.
Right.
Integrity. Okay, so let's talk about your office. Now you are set up, you've got 2 co-working locations, you can print there, and you've got this rig set up for a full-on mobile office. So tell us how you do that, because I know it takes some creativity and some technological upgrades too, or enhancements, right? Are you there?
Okay, there you are.
Yep, sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Because I'm too far away.
Here we go. It's on my end. I apologize for that, but I think we're good now. We just switched connections. All right, so let's talk about your office. This thing is, tell us, number one, why did you decide that having a full-on mobile office was the right decision?
Actually, I saw another YouTube video in my searching or whatever. Did you freeze up, Bill? Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. So I saw another YouTube video where this guy had a mobile office, but he had his car outfitted for it, right? Which I didn't really understand what that was. And when I first started, the laser printer was more than I had made my first month, right? So I really didn't have the budget for it. And Sue, she was out with her husband, and she found a dual tray printer. And so we both, were talking, and she's like, hey, we could just put this in our car and we could just take orders and print. So at the time, I didn't really. Now, one thing, my printer is not a inkjet, not a laser printer, apparently, because my car does not have enough power out of the the cigarette lighter to power the laser printer. It's an inkjet, but it does work in a pinch, or something like that. So I'm actually working with a printer guy who's looking for me something that will work with my car and how I can outfit it if that's the case. But for emergencies, hey, this bad boy is right on. So I'm going to take you out and take a little tour. It is, y'all saw me sweating a little bit because it was a little warm. My car has finally cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, no
All
problem.
right, so I'm going to take you around to the back. Let's see if I can make this. How do I turn the camera around? We should have talked about that. Let's see.
I don't know. No, I don't think it's an option. Yeah. You just have to turn the phone.
Well,
yeah.
Here, let's see. Okay. So first you'll see, is it a glare? Okay. This is my food storage bag that I keep all my envelopes. Nothing's worse than trying to drop a package and you don't have your envelopes, right? You're all ready to go trying to meet the cutoff and there's no envelopes, labels. I have my little cards that I put in my packages if I need to, or if I'm somewhere in my makerspace and I need to kill time, I need to write some thank you cards, then I can do that.
Love
Pens, clips, rubber bands, everything. I keep my extra paper on the floor and along with my notary bag. Now here's the printer that I'm using. This is a Canon and it's a dual tray. This printer was $100 at the time that I purchased it.
Wow.
And it also has a scanner that holds up to like 35 pages. So I will most times have to break my package down into smaller packages. And then I have a USB port here where I put my USB drive when I scan into it. And so it's right in the middle. I know a lot of people have a car seat in their back seat, or I have a full printer. So nobody can sit in that seat. It's reserved for my printer, not for my baby. All right. And so I have the cord for the printer coming up to the front, and I'll just go in my glove compartment and pull out the adapter. I got this at a truck stop, 175 watt, and I'll just plug it into my cigarette lighter, and then I'll plug the printer up. And then I just reach back here. I can do everything from the front seat almost, except for clear paper jams. I have to pull up the paper jam. And so by the time I turn it on, and I also have that printer cord here. It's supposed to be here in the front seat somewhere too. And I usually have my laptop in the front seat. I can just plug it in and do whatever printing I need to do by the time it hooks up. And then when I scan in, I scan using the USB drive, and I'll put the USB drive and I'll put it in my laptop. And I will have to use my mobile hotspot to actually upload the documents to whatever portal that I'm using.
Let's talk about your hotspot. Who are you using for your hotspot? Is it just on your cell phone, or do you have a separate device?
Yeah, I use my cellular service hotspot. Yep. But I don't need the hotspot to scan or to print, only to download or upload the documents.
Right.
So if I have to scan, I'll tell the client, hey, I'm going to sit in your driveway or for a few more in front of your house for a few minutes while I get my system set up. So don't be alarmed. I'm not, stalking you or casing the place out. I'm just getting set up. And I can scan the documents in on my way to the shippers. And then that way I don't have to go back to another office or anything. I can just do it right then and there.
So you're driving around.
I'm sorry?
I was saying you can drive around while it's scanning for
Mm-hmm.
efficiency.
And while
right?
it's printing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've ran into a couple of problems with that. One, if
Vernice.
yes.
Their AC is blowing right on the microphone, so there's a little bit of feedback there on that one. Oh,
okay.
There we go.
Because you know what? When I do that, I get real warm too, so it's okay. I'd rather have the air. That's why I was so hot when I took the phone off. It cooled off like 10 degrees in here.
I don't want you to melt down or anything, but that was really awesome office setup, and I love how efficient that allows you to be.
Yep, just right here.
For your printer, so do you find that you actually print out full loan packages on that, or is that more for the smaller packages, or?
Absolutely. Everything. Absolutely. Yep, it's dual tray. I just have to remember to set my scan settings to select the correct tray. So I have to always manually go in there to say automatic tray select based off of the size of the paper.
Got it.
Problems that I have run into with this thing is if it's really warm in here, the printer will be too warm and it'll take a long time to scan the documents in. So I always make sure the vehicle is cool before I actually start printing or scanning. I have learned to bring my laptop charger because when the laptop dies, I can't do anything except have a heart attack.
Does that device that you use to plug in your printer, does that actually work to charge your laptop as well?
It does.
Yeah, perfect.
It does. So I have to make sure I have enough charge on my laptop in order to use the printer.
Okay.
So that's a little bit. And also enough charge on my cell phone to connect the mobile internet.
Right.
So I need to have enough charge on all three in order to make it work. So
it's almost like you need a little backup battery system too to keep everything charged up and going.
Nothing has backup battery though. It's crazy. I know for your cell phone you can buy that little battery pack.
Yeah.
But what I can do is I do have another port inside the glove compartment that I can charge my cell phone up if I need to.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing. This printer, now Sue isn't having the same problem with the printer that I'm having right now. I think it's time for me to replace it. And then $100, I can do that. What it's doing sometimes is it'll pick a few pages and print them in a loop. So if I'm printing 90 pages, it might print 20 of the pages over and over again. So I have to pay attention to what's coming out the printer, but it just started doing that. So, and then if I get a paper jam, I do have to pull over and fight with it and snatch it out or whatever, but it's better than not being able to go to an appointment or having to go back all the way to the office. And usually my signers understand, that we ran into some printer problems.
Yeah, yeah. And people tend to be pretty cool whenever you communicate when you're going to be late or running into some things. I know everybody's going to want to know, where do you find a dual tray printer that works like that for $100?
Now it is inkjet, right? Not a laser, but it's Staples, Best Buy, and Staples will do a price matching for Amazon because I was able to get it $10 cheaper because it was $10 cheaper on Amazon. This is a Canon. I can't, since I can't do it. It's a MB2720 Canon, and we got dual trays here.
Wow.
So that works out perfectly, and the capability to scan. So that this has been such a lifesaver for me. I have been out, and an order will come through for a signing within an hour. I'm assuming that the last notary had to cancel or something like that.
Right.
And I can accept it. It takes me, honestly, about roughly 15 minutes to get it all going and set up. And then while I'm driving to the appointment, I can print the documents out. Now they do tell you to, that because of the heat, the ink cartridges, you may have trouble with them. I haven't had any trouble with that. Sue sometimes takes her ink cartridges out and puts them in like a refrigerated bag, but I haven't done that because I haven't. If I run into problems, I would, but I haven't ran into problems, so I haven't done that.
Fantastic, man. That is so cool. Vernice, thank you so much for sharing so much of what you've got going on there. And I know there's so much more. So I will probably have to invite you back because I want to dive deeper into some of those other irons you have in the fire. But we're running out of time for today. So thank you so much for being a part of this,
No problem.
sharing your story and all of your tips and tricks to help other notaries work more efficiently as well. Thank you so much.
Happy to help. No problem.
All
you
right,
guys
Vernice.
are the best. Love the Signing Thrive community.
Yeah, we love you too. See you guys later.
All right.